Welcome to Gapology Radio with your hosts, Mark Tinas and Brian Brockhoff. This is your podcast covering tactics for creating winning leadership and sustainable winning organizations. Discover more information detailed in their books, Gapology, Imbar, and their newest release, Speed of Purpose. We can be reached at gapology.org, and our books can be found at amazon.com.
Hey everybody, welcome to Gapology Radio. As a reminder, we do have an online video training course for Gapology on udemy.com. That's udemy.com. So if you'd like to impact your leadership team's learning in a remote Zoom world, sign them up for Gapology on Udemy. It's a great way to impact the talent level of your leaders and close those knowledge gaps. Okay, so let's get today's show rolling and give Martinez a call.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Mark. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Doing good. I just mentioned in our opening that if people want to build their talent level and close some knowledge gaps, they can sign up for one of our Udemy courses and go through our online video training.
Excellent to grow your talent. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do you want to talk about today?
Well, so I want to talk about talent, mindset, and performance and how to achieve those in a Zoom world. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah. Wow. What a weird coincidence.
Let's go for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So in Gapology, the book, page 191 is an equation that is phenomenal. And it's T times M equals P. For those of you taking notes, talent times mindset equals performance. This equation is phenomenal. It works. Let me give you a brief overview on how to use it. So if you take the talent of an individual, could be yourself or someone on your team or whoever, 0 to 10 talent level, multiply that by their mindset, their attitude, you might say, 0 to 10, you get their performance level, 0 to 100. When I first learned of this equation, when we were first developing how to use it, I charted out my whole team on what I thought they were at, talent level, mindset, and therefore their performance. And then I matched it up with their actual performance. It was amazingly accurate. So this equation works. The other piece of it to think about is it implies that the talent of an individual and their mindset are equal. So someone with high talent but a terrible attitude won't perform well. Someone with a lower talent level with an off-the-chart mindset might perform even better. So it's really been an incredible evolution. And when you look at how to use it in a Zoom world, it becomes more important than ever because we own the talent and the mindset and the performance of our team. And how to achieve high performance in a Zoom world becomes the challenge. So what do you think, Brian?
Yeah, I think that's so incredibly important. And when you think about times that in the past maybe we've turned over a leader on a team, maybe they had real bad mindset or their overall performance was bad or whatever the reason, and you promote somebody from within that's hungry, that really wants to win, even though they don't have the talent level of that preceding manager. A lot of times they outperform them just because they have that powerful mindset. Yeah,
it's a game changer. One little secret to just set aside is we found that 7 by 7, 49, is the magic number. 49 may not sound impressive, but when we got our team to 7 by 7, we were performing at a level that nobody else could touch. So for whatever reason, that seems to work. And if you think about it, those are pretty good numbers. Here's the thing. The leader owns the T and the M and therefore the P of their team. So I think that's the first thing we need to accept. Often we think, well, that's their job. That's their responsibility. They own their talent. They own their mindset. The leader has an incredible impact on the T and the M and the P. And at the end of the day, as a leader, you own the P of your team. You own the performance. So you might as well start owning it now. So here's the challenge. What if every day was about driving the T and the M of the team to achieve a great performance level? What if we tried to grow the talent level of our team every day? What if we tried to grow the mindset of our team every day and therefore grow the performance? What if that's what we set out to do? What if we were on purpose about it? What if we understood in a Zoom world that it's very difficult and that we had to be on purpose to drive talent and the mindset of our team?
Yeah, I think it's interesting if you think about it that way, how simple it really makes leadership. You know, there's a lot of elements that go into that, a lot of complexity, I think, but backing up at the 100,000 foot level, if you can just focus on those two things, so often we get bogged down in the nitty gritty and the operations and all that, but when it comes down to leading a team, just focusing on their talent, doing all the things that you need to do there, and then growing their mindset and doing all the things you need to do there, I think it simplifies leadership.
Yeah, I love that. I love the way you put that. What if leadership, our leadership, was simply growing the talent level of our team and supporting and growing their mindset?
Yeah.
We would be driving the performance off the charts.
Right.
So, well done. Well said.
Love that.
Well said. All right, so I'm going to jump into talent here. So I made notes here on the things that I know that work to grow the talent level of the team in the Zoom world. So I want to share those with the group. So write these down if you're taking notes. So the first is training. It's more difficult in the Zoom world to ensure that your team is trained. So you need to have some follow-up mechanisms, but you need to ensure that training is complete. Even if it's from a distance, you need to have safeguards. So you need to have ways to verify that it was understood, whether that's testing or whatever you can use. You need to verify that the training level was completed. And again, without being face-to-face as often, that may be more difficult. So just please make note that training is still a foundation of talent. The second item is that as a leader, you need to view your role as teacher. You need to be a teacher. So it is incumbent upon you to routinely teach the group. They won't get it from anyone else. You're the one they look to. You need to see your role as a teacher. And then, coaching and mentoring go a long way to increasing the talent level of the team. By coaching through specific scenarios, by assigning mentorship or performing the role of a mentor, you help individuals grow their talent level. So when you combine training with teaching, with coaching and mentoring, you can truly drive up the talent level of your team. And you need to figure that out in the Zoom world, in the world that you're in, how to accomplish those things, never taking them for granted.
Yeah, it's all about knowledge and skills. So training it boils down to those two things. So do they have the knowledge? Do they have the intellectual understanding of how to do their job at a high level? And then skills. So do they have the ability to actually do what they know? So focusing on that and leveraging your team. I love what you said with coaching and mentoring, because there's a lot of talented people on your team. So don't feel like you're in this alone. Leverage some of that talent as well, and it does help to grow some of their skills.
One of the things I found there was that when an individual went from a 6 talent level to a 7 talent level, just using that as an example, but it's a real common one, their performance jumped significantly. So don't underestimate the incremental movement of 1 point.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll tell you, just as a side note, I don't share the numbers with the team. I don't tell them, hey, you're a 6 or you're a 7. I use those numbers for my own way of managing the team. And I don't want them to think that I've assigned a number to them. But movement from 6 to 7 is significant. Imagine if you moved your whole team from a combined 6 to a combined 7 over the course of a year. Performance would be incredible. The following year from a 7 to an 8, etc. The other thing to think about, as you interview people to join the team or to be promoted on the team, what's their T level? What is their talent level? You need to be thinking about that, because if you're bringing 6s, 7s, 8s to the team, combined with a great mindset, you're going to do very well. But if you're bringing 3s and 4s to the team, you've got a lot more work to do, because it's going to take a long time to move them up. So make sure that you're incorporating T times M equals P into your interview process, at least your interview thought process.
Yeah, you always want to be setting that bar high and then moving your current team up. So you definitely don't want to bring people in lower than that bar. I think it sends a bad message to the rest of the team, and it takes away momentum from the things that you're really working on.
Yeah, if you bring somebody in with a higher talent level, and again, combined with mindset, it challenges the entire team to raise their talent level.
Yeah.
So it can have an incredible impact, positive impact on the team.
Right. Yep.
Well, let's talk about mindset. So got some great ideas here. Well, things that have worked, they're really not ideas. These are proven actions that drive mindset. So the first would be, always be thinking about, how do I motivate my team? Make sure that you're putting on a face each day that motivates the team. That is a big deal. So it's in the words that you say, it's in your body language and your expressions. You need to motivate your team. And there's many ways to do that. And you as a leader are already good about it. But if you're doing it on purpose, you'll just be very much aware of it. Once you're incredibly aware of T times M equals P, and I can assure you that it works, you'll be thinking about, how do I motivate my team? The second thing that we know that works is recognition. So one thing we've noticed that great organizations do is they carve recognition into the weekly rhythm. So recognition becomes part of the week. Every week, there's significant recognition around the things that matter, the metrics that equal the purpose, etc. But recognition drives M. And if they know that there is a rhythm and that recognition will occur every week, it will drive performance up through increased mindset throughout the week. So don't underestimate that. The other thing to think about is, if you tell somebody, hey, I'm going to help you grow your talent level, I'm going to help you grow your skills, that drives up their M as well. When they know you believe in them, when they know you care about them, it increases their M. So be on purpose about that and be vocal about it with the team. I'm going to pause for a minute because I've got quite a few more things to talk about here in terms of mindset. So Brian, I'll let you comment on those.
Yeah, I think motivating the team, absolutely. And I think recognition is a big part of that. Giving the occasional standing ovation or some sort of public recognition, I think, is great. The thing that you said, though, about providing additional, training and additional challenge to people that drives their mindset as well is so true. And I think things like, I remember years ago you did a book club. It was kind of a book club. I don't remember what we called it, but where we all read books together and talked about the chapters and things like that. That was incredibly motivating for me and the other people that were part of that. I just remember that very clearly because it showed that you cared about all of our internal development as well. And I think doing some things like that, thinking outside of the box around how can you give people what they really are striving for, really what's important to them as individuals.
Yeah, the workforce today seems to be missing that. So any of you that have not done that, we're doing a book club around speed of purpose right now. and teaching leaders, young leaders especially, the importance of providing purpose to their team. Total game changer. So it has an impact of both T and M. So when you can find things that drive up talent and drive up mindset, wow.
Yeah.
Game changer.
Yep.
Game changer. I don't know if you remember, Brian, but back in the day, I was the representative that went to the Gallup University and brought back the learnings from all the Gallup studies. One of the things I learned there that was significant was that if the leader of the team expresses caring about an individual as a person, it actually drives up their mindset substantially. So we all need to realize that in the Zoom world, it's sort of hard to connect personally. So anything you can do to express caring and personal connection to someone on the team, telling them that you care about them personally and bestowing that upon them, and then showing that has a significant impact on their mindset. They will work for an organization forever if they think that that leader really cares about them as a person. It matters. So don't forget that. And it is so easy on a screen, when you're interacting on a screen. I'm sorry, I just got out of an interview on a screen. It's just it's so different, and it's so easy to disengage. Don't let that happen. Tell them, I care about you. I care about what's going on in your world and on your team, et cetera.
Yeah.
So,
I like it.
Yeah,
Mark, I just want to say something about just communication. Communication is so important, and in a Zoom world, we have this piece of glass that's between us. And I think that really impacts the ability to communicate. So it doesn't mean you can't do it. I think you just have to work harder at it. And you have to look for ways to kind of reach through that glass and be able to actually connect with the person on the other end. It's such a weird feeling to just stare at somebody on a screen versus sitting in a room with them and talking about, the things that are important to you as a professional and things that you want to grow in and that kind of thing. It's much different. So as a leader, you just have to work much, much harder at doing that.
Yeah. So remember, T times M equals P. It's very real and it's true. And T and M are equal in producing performance. Talent and mindset are equal. So I think I've told you this story, Brian, but I don't know that the group has heard it. So I walked into an office of a person I had worked with 10 years prior, and they didn't know I was walking into their office. So I walk into their office, and there I am, and I'm interacting with them, and we haven't seen each other in 10 years. And on their office wall is a corkboard. And on the corkboard was a handwritten note I had written to them over 10 years ago, posted in their office.
Wow.
Thanking them for their performance, congratulating them, celebrating their performance. So in the Zoom world, if you break it up a little bit, you change the game a little bit, send out some handwritten notes. Get some stationery with your name on it, whatever, and send notes to people. They're unbelievably valued in today's world because they are so different than the world people live in today. They will cherish the handwritten note like you can't believe. And when I saw that, it was just so unbelievable to me that this person valued what I'd said 10 years prior to the point of posting it on their wall and bringing it to office after office after office and having it 10 years later still there on their wall. Think about that. That's M. That's M. It didn't drive up their T, it drove up their M. And we have to do both. T and M are equal. And it's a big deal.
Yeah, I love that. And I want to share a personal story. So I remember you gave me a book. So we taught a class on what we call 212 degrees. I don't know if you remember that. So 212 degrees is the boiling point of water, right? So we talked about the difference between 211 and 212. It's going that one more degree of effort there. And And it was an important class for me. I just thought it was really powerful, and the team loved it. And I remember at the end of that, you gave me a little book. It was a little 212-degree book, and signed a little inscription in it. And I'll tell you, I still have that book today, and I still cherish it.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, that was amazing. At 212 degrees, water boils, but at 211, it's just hot.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was a cool one. That's the handwritten note.
Yep.
And it's a lost art today. It's missing.
Yeah, totally.
All of you leaders out there, take it and run with it. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Get some nice, thick, stationery cardstock of substance with your name on it and go for it. Just start writing handwritten notes. Your team will be blown away. They will not have received one often in their lifetime. They will not have received one. And suddenly it's you that's giving them one. And you're saying, I value you, I respect you, I'm proud of you for performing. Game changer.
Yep.
You mentioned a minute ago standing ovations. So in the Zoom world, we have figured out that standing ovations can still happen. And we literally create them in organizations out there, in meetings on purpose for performance. They can be done. A standing ovation can happen today. Literally get on the camera and stand up and cheer for the performance of an individual. It matters. It matters. Don't let the Zoom world dictate your leadership. You lead. Standing ovations matter. They make people emotional. Emotional connection is a big piece of creating the M. So talent times mindset. Mindset is often just that emotional connection to the workplace. You as a leader can totally change that and make it matter, and that drives performance.
Yeah, I love the standing ovation. It shows that the leader cares about the person, but it also gets everyone else involved. So all of a sudden now your whole team cares about you, and I just think it's more powerful than people really realize.
It's incredibly powerful, and it can be done on a Zoom call.
Yep.
It can be done on a Zoom call. Make it, we did a podcast, We Are What We Celebrate. Make it cultural. Make it who we are when it comes to your team.
Yeah.
Last item I have, Brian. So here's the thing. You have a T times M equals P as the leader. You have one as well. Know your numbers. Know your T, know your M, know your P. Doesn't mean you need to share it, know it. Okay. Whatever it is, work to improve it. You have a T times M equals P as well. And as you drive yours up, you will drive up the T times M equals P of your team. As your talent improves, you can improve the team talent level as well. As your mindset grows, it will drive the mindset of the team, and performance will go with it. We're aware of a team that outperformed their peer group for 250 consecutive weeks. That's what T times M equals P can create. It's real. It's right there for you. And if you've listened to this podcast, you probably understand it, and you may have never heard it before. Go for it. Brian, I'll turn it to you to close.
Okay. Yeah, with that last comment, I was thinking about as we move up in the world and we grow in our careers, a lot of times we forget that we need to continue to learn ourselves. So yeah, we need to focus on our own mindset. I think that's critical because it does translate down through the rest of your team. But don't forget about talent as well. Just because you have a president or vice president position after your name doesn't mean that you don't need to learn, that there aren't new things to learn. Dedicate time, plan it on your calendar, set it aside for additional learning. We're all learning. We all need to continue to grow. I think it makes us better.
Yeah, and we have to grow and learn to be relevant.
Yep.
And T times M equals P is likely eternal, and it's real. So as leaders, own it, understand it, and leverage the heck out of it. It works.
Yep. And it's really, it is real. And it's really gapology. So talent times mindset equals performance is gapology. You create talent by closing the knowledge gap. You create mindset by closing the importance gap. And you create performance or action by doing both.
Wow. Page 191.
Yep.
Gapology.
Okay. Thanks,
Brian.
Yep. Thanks a lot. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That'll do it from here. If you'd like more information on T times M equals P, head on over to our website, gapology.org. Everybody have a fantastic week. We'll talk to you soon.
This has been a Gapology production. Visit us at gapology.org.